Well, kumusta kayo mga idol? Ang ating mapapanood sa video ito, ang laban ni Miguel Cotto versus Antonio Margarito. Pero kung bago ka pa lang sa aming munting channel, huwag mo naman kalimutan mag-subscribe at pakihit na rin sa notification bell sa all para lagi tayo updated sa bago nating i-upload tulad nito. Maraming salamat po. Anong pang hinihintay natin? Let's started.
Weight 147 pounds. Professional record 36 victories, including 26 knockouts with 5 defeats. And he has knocked out 20 of the 27 opponents faced over the last 11 years. From Tijuana, Baja, standing 5'7" and officially weighing 147 pounds. Professional record, a perfect one. 32 bouts, 32 victories, including 26 knockouts with 18 knockouts in 6 rounds or less. Presenting the reigning, defending, undefeated WBA welterweight champion of the world, de Caguas, Puerto Rico, Miguel.
This is the reason to love boxing. No moment in sport matches this.
But just looking at him, Cotto is very warm. I mean, it's very stimulating. Things that impressed me being in the opposite corner against Margarito, his defense is much better than is appreciated.
Since he got his career rolling, Antonio Margarito has never lost to a shorter man. But Miguel Cotto has stared down taller opponents before. Early on, it's Cotto who's the more accurate puncher. He's landed his jab a couple of times and landed a good left hook. Now there's an uppercut from Margarito.
5 rounds is really what's the big question.
Margarito starts to smoke, and then we'll find what's what.
I'm just surprised that Margarito hasn't tried to produce more pressure early on. And Antonio Margarito only throws 57 punches in a round. That's a slow round for him. He's showing tremendous respect for Cotto's skill and speed. Cotto sticking his jab right between Margarito's gloves. Margarito reaching, lunging, hasn't really found the timing to land repeated combinations yet. Now he gets in a wide right hand on the cheek of Cotto.
The drama here is also Margarito's such a good puncher, and Cotto has been on the canvas and blocked before.
Now Margarito gets the space he wants and eats an uppercut for his trouble and smiles at Cotto as if to say, all right, now we're fighting. Watch your head, watch your head. Kenny Bayless says, watch your heads. They're landing with their hands.
But Cotto's one, but Margarito is really putting a lot of pressure on him, unlike any of his other hands. And pressure from a taller fighter is different than from a shorter fighter.
Cotto's still
Landed an excellent right hand about 10 seconds ago.
But see, right here, Margarito's walking him down again. He's not letting him get that space. He's taking his space from him.
Cotto's still patiently hunting for the counter-punching opportunities. Margarito is starting to develop the volume which has typified his career. Cotto pounding him with repeated left hooks. Both fighters have said hello in round 2. Margarito hammering Cotto to the body in the corner.
I figured this would get to this about the 4th round. It's happening earlier because Cotto cannot really just outbox this man. The man picks most of the punches off.
No,
He's
it's a
going to
fight.
have to fight it.
Cotto with 2 good left hooks upstairs. Margarito drives him back with a right hand.
Unbelievable. They took a round to warm up.
And this is the fight that everyone expected to see. There's blood coming from the nose of Miguel Cotto. Margarito's made his mark in terms of drawn blood. And the Mexican fans in the crowd love that. Cotto chopping and chopping with the left hand. Margarito firing with the right. It's a punch, counter punch, confrontation. What a round 2 has been. Most of the crowd of 12,500 stood up to applaud that round.
Here you see Cotto landing beautiful clean shots. He's landing most of the clean effective punches, fighting off the ropes. That's the question.
County box numbers in round 2 were spectacular. Cotto 35 out of 80, Margarito 33 out of 96. Together they landed 54 power shots. So it has suddenly become the gunfight that everyone anticipated. Now let's see if Cotto can begin to make it more of a boxing match again. Cotto trying to use his feet, create space, and limit the volume of Margarito's punches. Margarito trying to crowd Cotto into the corners and against the ropes where he can fire away at will. Cotto counters off the ropes with the left hook. A pattern that begins to repeat throughout the fight. Combination punching from Cotto. And he backs away again. Right hand and a left uppercut for Cotto. Margarito landed a right hand. Now they go back to the phone booth again. Cotto lands 2 body shots and a left hook upstairs. Margarito reaching with a left and with 2 body shots of his own. Hard right hand over the top for Margarito. Cotto with a right and a left inside. Again, they trade body shots. Cotto's was the harder blow. What a variety of punches from Cotto in that combination. Margarito just keeps coming. Body shot, 2 uppercuts, chopping right hand. Cotto comes back with 3 punches of his own.
I think Margarito right now, his defense is doing very well. He's catching a lot of punches and steadily applying pressure all while he's blocking punches. aggressively coming in. But Cotto
Jabs per round for the first 3 rounds, according to CompuBox. Cotto 9 of 26. Margarito not as accurate with his jab, only landing 3 out of 32 per round. Our first chance to check in with our unofficial scorer, Harold Letterman. How do you have it?
Under 2 rounds to 1. 29-28, Miguel Cotto. Jim, I thought Miguel Cotto did a nice job of round 1. He won that. In round 2, Antonio Margarito got him up against the ropes, got real good leverage and got his shots off. But in round 3, Miguel Cotto kept moving to the left, and he was just out punching him whenever he stopped. But he is amazing. I don't think Antonio Margarito is doing a great job cutting off that ring. What he's doing is he's chasing him. He ought to step to his right and whack him. He is amazing. 2-1, Miguel Cotto.
They trade uppercuts, and it's Margarito whose head pops up.
Question if the fight continues like this is, can Cotto sustain this pace? Margarito typically gets stronger as the fight wears on.
absolutely. That's my biggest concern if I was in Cotto's corner. I know I have the better fight, but can he sustain this pace for 12 rounds? Margarito's putting a lot of pressure on him. And Margarito's defense is a lot better than the Cotto's defense.
Miguel Cotto hasn't exactly faded in the late rounds in fights against guys like Judah and Mosley. I think it's fairly audacious, guys, for you to question whether Miguel Cotto can finish. But of course, Margarito
He's a
is
big
a
man.
unique pressure fighter.
He's a big man. It's a different thing. He throws punches from all angles. He bangs you on your shoulders, your elbows, your head. He's throwing a lot of punches from different angles.
And just the psychological pressure Margarito exerts by constantly coming forward
Taking your best punch sometimes.
and having such a rock-solid chin.
He's shown his chin, that's for sure.
That
Cotto
can
has
create
landed
anxiety.
some solid shots like that straight right hand. Margarito is walking through Cotto's best firepower.
Yes, he is. Cotto is winning the fight, but he's going to have to be prepared for 12 rounds like this. And that's going to be very difficult.
Well, most who favored Cotto favored him on points.
And he does seem to show that he can outbox Margarito most of the way.
No doubt about it.
Cotto is putting on quite a display of skill. Margarito is putting on an equally impressive display of will. Body shots by Antonio. Cotto may regret having stopped in a corner, but now he comes back with a hard right hand and a left hook and an uppercut. 3 clean shots. Another left hook for Cotto. Down the stretch of round 4, it was Miguel Cotto.
Pressures, he's throwing a lot of different punches at Cotto. And the thing about it, his punches come from different angles. He doesn't throw the same punch over and over. Beautiful and short right hand like that. But Cotto is such a sharp, precision puncher. He comes right back and catches him.
Begins CompuBox count in round 4. Had Cotto landing 23 of 67 to 15 of 86 for Margarito. A much higher percentage for Cotto, built on his 9 out of 29 jabs. Once again, Cotto starts the action in round 5. Then begins circling to his left again. Circling away from Margarito's left hook into Margarito's right hand. As Harold Letterman pointed out, you wonder when Margarito will step over to the right and try to begin cutting off the ring. Margarito keeps leaving himself open to Miguel Cotto's left hand. A lot of Miguel Cotto's good shots have been the left hook and the jab.
Cotto is really a southpaw. He's left-handed. That's why his power punches his left jab and his hook. But Margarito, who is a little bit slower, but he punches well with both hands, even though he's a little slower.
Margarito able to find Cotto with the right hand there. Now lands a roundhouse right. Cotto stands and fights again, then moves away. Cotto holding his gloves very high in this round, guarding his head. Uppercut by Cotto stops Margarito in his tracks, and he moves away again. Good block there by Cotto. Cotto having to use his feet over and over and over under relentless pressure from Antonio Margarito.
Margarito's got him sliding along the ropes most of the fight. He's keeping him fighting off of the ropes. And that's not good.
Margarito also appears to be getting a little closer with those right
He's getting
hands.
closer and closer. That's right. Because a tall guy that shoots a right hand over your shoulder that's not too wide can catch you, especially when you get tired. guy going forward.
Two hard right hands for Margarito. Cotto comes back to the left. Eats another right hand. Ducks three right hands in a row. Then, overall, 29 of 2, 105 punches, but landed only 20% of them. Cotto wins the round again on Harold Letterman's scorecard and starts to build a working margin there.
We were expecting a classic, and what we have so far is a classic performance by Miguel Cotto. But the fight does give you the sense, especially when Cotto drops his hands as he did at the end of the last round to avoid punching, that it could turn on a dime with Margarito's pressure and power punching.
And you heard Leon Capetillo, Margarito's trainer and father figure, asking him to speed up. Come on, get in harder and throw more shots. He only threw 105 punches in the last round. Javier Capetillo, excuse me.
And here
Low
Margarito,
blow by Margarito, and he got away with it.
but here he picks up where he left off at the end of the last round, at least throwing more punches and landing some with force, even when they don't land cleanly.
Cotto comes back with two solid uppercuts and backs away again. As long as Cotto can show the judges that he lands the cleaner punches, he can probably get away with being the constant retreater. If Margarito begins to land more, then the fact that he's going forward and applying all the pressure may augur in his favor. Another brilliant rally by Cotto, and he moves away. And another big uppercut.
It's interesting that one guy with all the prep, they've been very tough competitive rounds, and the momentum seems to be moving towards Margarito.
Cotto showed you his skill right there. Shouldering Margarito off and landing a clean right hand. Picking his spot there and landing a left hook. Margarito firing, firing, firing. Not as accurate, not as sharp, but constantly keeping the pressure on. 1 minute to go in round 6. Cotto with another one of his flurries. And another uppercut. Margarito misses with the right hand as Cotto steps away. Through most of his career, Miguel Cotto has used his feet to put pressure on opposing fighters. Tonight he's trying to use his feet to keep pressure off. It's a classic reversal. And now Margarito throws all the shots as Cotto looks for space.
Well, right away, as soon as he lands that throw, Margarito's running him down again. And that's very discouraging to any fighter.
Hard right hand by Cotto. And a good left hook. Margarito fires away to the body 3 times.
I think Cotto's actually
sharp left.
dominating this round again, but Margarito is really making him pay a price in this round with those body shots.
Cotto blocked both of those and then slipped the others. But it looks to the crowd as though Margarito
Here you see Margarito putting on a tremendous amount of pressure, but he's paying the price as he's coming in.
round 6, Miguel Cotto 20 out of 44. Antonio Margarito threw 75 power shots, but landed 22 of them. So the much higher connect percentage for Cotto. And Harold Letterman, how do you have it halfway through?
That gets you 58-56, 4 rounds to 2 on Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto is boxing a beautiful fight, winning this fight on clean punching and regeneration. But in round 6, Antonio Margarito figured the only way to go get to this guy is to slow him up with body shots. And I thought he went real well to the body to win that round. I've got it 4-2 Cotto.
The momentum in the last round.
The momentum to me is going to Margarito, even though he may be losing the fight. But he's getting closer and closer. He's landing his punches, and he's working that shot I told you about up to the center very effectively now. Left uppercut.
This is the first round where I feel that Margarito is fighting on even terms with Cotto.
Even if I was being Cotto's one, I would be one of those guys.
Cotto badly hurt by a series of Margarito uppercuts. And hammered it. Margarito goes right back with left hand uppercut. Cotto is in trouble along the ropes. Biggest trouble he's been in since the Ricardo Torres fight several years ago. Margarito's stalking and stalking.
This ain't Ricardo
Cotto's
Torres.
looking for breathing room, and there is none. He has to fight his way out for breathing room. He gets hit by a hard right hand. Margarito throwing uppercut after uppercut. He might launch 120 punches in the round. Cotto turns southpaw. Hits Margarito with a left hand and backs away. Miguel Cotto blowing blood out of his nose and his mouth after that violent assault by Antonio Margarito.
I think we're seeing the effects of that body work that Harold was talking
And now
about
a
in the last
series of
round.
clean punches for Cotto. And another left hook gives him breathing room to back away. Cotto blocking most of these, but under severe pressure.
throws a lot of punches and has power almost in every punch.
2 good jabs for Cotto. He's going to have to try to find a way to make it more of a boxing match again. Through 7 rounds, Antonio Margarito has already thrown more power punches against Miguel Cotto than any opponent had ever managed in any fight in 32 previous professional fights up to now.
Well, we know Cotto has shown his grit before. That's one thing he's been a true warrior. He's been in bad shape a lot of times and he's came back and not just survived with one fight. So you can't never count him out. But he's never been able to get a figure this big.
He's facing epic pressure tonight. Antonio Margarito is bringing the frustrations and the impatience of a long career of waiting to this moment against Miguel Cotto, leaving nothing to chance. Constantly releasing his hands in bunches.
Not only is Cotto the better boxer, I think he's the heavier puncher, but he doesn't take the shots as well as Margarito.
Who does?
That's a good point, man.
Who does? Cotto's landing thudding blows, and Margarito is stepping right through them and dancing far.
He's rolling in with his little jig. He's just as happy like he enjoys the situation. But he can't get to Cotto fast enough.
Cotto's done a good job of sort of getting the genie back into the bottle in this round. He's limiting Margarito's flow with his footwork and the southpaw stance that he turns to from time to time. Hasn't been trapped as often as he was in the last round. But it still is Margarito pressuring. Cotto lands a combination and a big uppercut and steps away.
That right hand from Margarito keeps coming up just a little short, but it's getting closer and closer.
Margarito reaching with the right hand there as Cotto uncharacteristically moves to his right. Miguel dodging, trying to slip punches. Margarito just throwing and throwing when they get close. This was a round in which Miguel Cotto seemed to want to regain his equilibrium and a mental foothold in the fight. And he may have it back as we go to the ninth. Cotto 14 out of 33, Margarito 20 out of 59. You heard Javier Capetillo saying to Margarito, I think we're winning. On Harold Letterman's scorecard, the fight is now even to 8 rounds. What a drama we might be looking at in the last 4 rounds.
Jim, I have Cotto on a couple points, but it seems to me that Cotto wants this fight to end. He wishes it was over already, whereas Margarito thinks the fight is just beginning. That Cotto, in a weird way, is in survival mode, wants to run out the clock.
I would agree with you on that, Max. I think that I would think they have a possibility. Cotto's still ahead.
And by Cotto.
We all get excited about the last rounds and the most exciting. But still, Cotto had a lot of rounds in the bank. But it's the momentum of the fight and who seems to be comfortable with the situation.
And even as
Can't
Cotto,
run out the clock against Antonio Margarito.
and even as Cotto does what he just did, which is land a series of unanswered punches, it still is he who gives you the sense that he's shaky.
Cotto sitting on the middle rope as Margarito fired away with a bunch of punches again.
And the next stop from the middle rope is the floor. So next place if you say that if you want to listen to something.
The fact is, Margarito landed nothing big in the last round and hasn't landed anything big so far in this round. Cotto continues to land the sharper, cleaner punches when he lands. But he's backing away, he's bleeding from the mouth and the nose. He looks tireder than Margarito. All the mental impressions augur in favor of the Mexican star. Again, Cotto switches southpaw, lands a couple shots and backs away. Still the more accurate puncher. Simply not throwing nearly as many. Now Cotto, and he backs away. This is a hard round for judges to score.
Dito na po nagtatapos ang ating mahiwagang video. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood, walang sawang suporta. Ikaw idol, ano masasabi mo sa videong ito? Para sa inyong opinion, i-comment mo niyan sa ating comment section sa ibaba. At kung nagustuhan mo naman ang videong ito, paiwan naman ako ng like at pasubscribe na rin sa ating munting channel. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Sama kayo na rin lang, mag-ingat, God bless. Bye bye.